everybody. Welcome to Underground Sports Talk. Packers, Friends, Laughs, I believe that says. I'm joined here by our good friends Alex and Jordan, and I'm Zach, as you know, of course.
Yeah, everybody knows Zach by now. He's not sideways either. He came
Nope.
prepared. He's got his background right there. Tell us about your background.
I'm joining you live from the Highway 41 freeway. You can see here, even the roads are fed up with this man. I can't tell you how bad I want Kevin Patullo fired. Nick Sirianni as well. Just the whole coaching staff outside of Vic Fangio. I cannot stand this human being.
Yeah. So I do want you to talk about the game a little bit here. I think my take on it is
Mhm.
I kind of see where you're coming from with the Nick Sirianni thing. I mean, I know AJ Brown. To me, he kind of seems like a cancer to the locker room, but when I first clicked on the game, the very first thing I saw was him and Nick Sirianni getting into it on the sidelines. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alex, picture you devote your whole life to doing one thing. Like that's what you practice every day. That's what you built your whole career on. That's what you built your wealth on. And then when you have to do it, you can't catch the ball. Like, that's all he has to do is catch the ball. He had 3 bad drops. That would have been total of, like, 70 yards. A couple of them were on 3rd downs. This guy's gonna bitch all year about not getting the ball,
Yeah.
and then we're throwing it to him deep down the field, and it's just bouncing off his hands, man. I cannot stand him right now. There's gotta be a lot of recency bias with a lot of my hatred towards a lot of these guys because, less than a year ago, they won me a Super Bowl, which I'll never forget. But man, it's hard to think about that right now. It hit his hands. I can't believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Wasn't that
that's
one of two, though, that he dropped? Wasn't there
He
one
dropped
later?
he dropped 3. There was one on
Three?
the right sideline, where he got no separation, not shocking this year. There was one deep down the middle of the field where he turtled up, got scared of a 190-pound safety, I guess. And then there was, just a slant route, just hit his hands, dropped. They ended up converting that one, but come on, man. Grown man. Devontae Smith had an uncharacteristic drop too. I won't kill him for that nearly as much because he kinda, like, keeps his mouth shut and goes about his business, but yeah, there's a lot to dislike about the Eagles, and I can kinda get into the main issue here, though. It's Kevin Patullo. I don't know if we can add the FBI, the CIA, the US military in here. This man's a terrorist. He's a football terrorist. He's the founding father of the prevent offense. This man is absolutely terrible. Uh, Again, I mentioned on the preview pod, the Eagles run more hitches than anyone else. They ran 40 something hitches in this game on only 37 passing attempts. They were averaging more than 1 hitch a play. They ran it at a historic rate. They just have no idea how to get guys open. The final sequence where it was 4th and 11, right? The clock's winding down. They have 3 timeouts. So if they don't get this, 49ers take over, but you can use your timeout so you can get the ball back. They use a timeout to call a play. The play is just 4 verts with Dallas Goedert just sitting in the middle. That's the whole play. You needed to take a
oh,
timeout for that? Oh my god, guys, what are we doing? There's a shot of Jalen on the sideline getting that play in from Patullo, and he's like, "Are you serious? This is what we're doing. We took a timeout for this." And it was triple coverage because they dropped everybody, and we had no actual schemed people open. So it's just a total mess. If there's any silver lining in this loss, is that Kevin Patullo will be fired into the sun. I cannot stand this man.
that's wild. That is the most useless route in the NFL, anyways. That's Pop Warner type of route running. Just go over there and turn around real quick. Uh,
Right, because say the guy's right on you, then what? It's like, well, play's over
over.
for me.
Yeah.
I
Oh
can't
my
believe they're
gosh.
running multiple of those in a play too. Like, okay, I get like maybe having one of them here and there, but they were running multiple in a
Like,
single
you can't
play.
even make your reads. By the time you're at your second read, they're all over the other guy. I don't know. I don't get that. Maybe at least do a comeback. So,
Man.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, we already did our Packer Bear review, so we don't really got to talk about that game. But anyways,
Oh, I had notes for that too.
well, hey man, let's hear it because we're all here talking about it together. We're talking about the Eagles' loss. My thing with that one, it was what we expected with the Eagles. It was like 13-10. Like my score was right for like most of the game, and then it just kind of got out of hand for the Eagles. But
They let up that trick play, wide receiver touchdown pass.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that Packer game. I mean, I maybe would have rather have lost the way you guys did than the way we did. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard another podcast. They were doing a comparison, like who should be more miserable right now, Eagles fans or Packer fans? And I think it's got to be Packer fans. One, the Eagles just came off winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
And naturally, a lot of times you take a step back, you just lose guys. It's tough to win back-to-back Super Bowls. So that's one thing, and we obviously fell below expectations. The Packers, not that they went all in, but they definitely uh, put some stuff on. I mean, the Micah Parsons trade, you lose in the wild card here, and then you just don't get to have a first round pick coming up. So it's like, what are Packer fans looking forward to here?
Adding depth.
Yeah, and is Parsons even going to be healthy for the regular season? Probably somewhere in the middle. You got Tucker Kraft, who was hurt. Uh, Let me ask you guys this: how do you feel about LaFleur after this?
Yeah. I still feel like he's the best option out there. I know there was some John Harbaugh talks out there, but I'd still rather have Matt LaFleur. But I do think that we need to bring in another offensive mind. As an offensive coordinator, I want to see a little more there. But I'm not on the get rid of Matt LaFleur bandwagon. But he did fuck up in this game. So the way the second half went, and that's not the only game this year either that went like that. We were the best first half team, and then we go conservative usually in the second half, and it hasn't worked out.
Well, and think about it, it could have been a lot worse if the Packers didn't recover all of those fumbles, like the Christian Watson one, crazy play. How do you find yourself in that situation? But yeah, I mean, if any of those go the Bears' way, I mean, it could have made the comeback even quicker. It's
that genius play with throwing the ball to the offensive lineman, him fumbling, letting that go out of bounds was awesome. So that's good. Yeah, you're right. It could have been way worse. I'm not looking to like I don't want LaFleur fired yet. I think but his biggest flaw, and I was just saying this earlier, is I feel like he's a little too complacent. He gets a little too comfortable, and he lets the foot off the gas pedal for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. Trying to take the pressure off for a little bit because he thinks he has it locked in, but that's just not the NFL, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's playing not to lose, not playing to win is kind of what you're getting at there. And I think anytime that you have a head coach that's also your like main play caller, some of the game management stuff can kind of go to the wayside because he's so hyper fixated on just trying to call the right play, look at the schemes, figure all that stuff out. That like the clock management, the overarching things throughout a game kind of go unnoticed, and that's why you got to kind of have your guys there to help you out there. But it feels like he oftentimes gets the situation wrong, like whether to go for it on fourth down, whether to kick a field goal, whether to fire your kicker. There was a whole lot of that, and maybe that can be the next thing here is what do the Packers do at kicker?
We do not bring back that guy.
He just bought a house in Green Bay, though.
I don't care.
He just bought a house.
They need to send him to Guantanamo Bay or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Green Bay has an arena, team there, so he could
The
maybe
Blizzard.
join that.
Yeah,
the Blizzards. Yeah, you
the
go to
Blizzard.
the
Oh man, that's like the thing I was saying with AJ Brown. How do you sit at practice? You do one thing all day, every day. Then when you got to do it for your job, you just nope. I'm not gonna hit that.
Yeah, and
That
not only that has been proven to be able to do it in the past,
yeah.
and just wet the bed when we need you. So
How does
yeah,
that conversation go on the sideline between the kicker and LaFleur? Is he like, "Hey, we're gonna kick a field goal here," and he's like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
All right, I'll
All right.
try.
I'll give it a go. You
I
got
am
anything?
not confident.
The crazy thing is he missed he missed 2 field goals. One was a 54-yard in Chicago. I'm not faulting him for that one, but the other one we're up well, it was 21-3 I think at that time or something like that. So it wasn't really a big pressure kick. And neither was obviously the extra point where it was 27, what was it, 27-16 at that point. So it's
Mhm.
not like the game was on the line or anything. Obviously it's the playoffs, but come on, man.
No, but every point matters when you start to get down to it. You start to think like, how much would it change if we had that extra point? A perfect example is the Eagles. You know, the very similar ways to lose this game. Their kicker has missed more extra points in the playoffs than any other kicker in NFL history. He's missed
Ooh.
like 6 now. Not great.
Yeah.
He only missed 1 field goal, missed 6 extra points. But if we have that extra point, we can just kick the field goal on 4th down, go into overtime. Who knows? Anything can happen at that point. But you just these small mistakes compound over time, and it's just a miserable feeling watching your team blow it. Spend all
Yeah.
year doing it, and then they blow it.
Yeah, small things that could easily be corrected, and that's just the way it goes. What do you want to see? What do you want to see this offseason when it comes to the Eagles and hopefully trying to get back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think it's gonna sound crazy again because we just won, but I would get rid of Nick Sirianni. I would get him out so fast. I could like rattle off 5 guys that I'd take. I'd trade a first round pick for LaFleur. I'd pay multiple first round picks for LaFleur. I'd go after Kevin Stefanski, who was let go by the Raiders, John Harbaugh, Mike McDaniels from the Dolphins. Just anyone that can be an offensive minded head coach and call plays. And I know John Harbaugh wasn't that, but he's at least not a douchebag the way Nick Sirianni is. Like he's like a jock in high school still. Like I'm surprised he doesn't wear a Letterman's jacket on the sideline. That's the type of guy that he is, man.
I like
So the roster's good, and they're gonna sign some guys to extensions, and they got like 5 picks in the first 3 rounds this year, or something like that. So they got the ability to restock, and I trust Howie more than anyone else. But it's the coaching staff. We need to get offensive minded people in here that know what they're doing.
I think Mike McDaniel would be a perfect fit, honestly. I think that'd be
I
great with
love.
the weapons that you guys have over there.
I love that little freak. But with that, I also want to trade away AJ Brown. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how the money works out. I know that if they don't do anything crazy and just trade him, they owe like 70 million on the cap.
Ooh.
But that's fuzzy math, so how he can kind of get out of that. But if somebody came up to me and offered me a 2nd round pick for AJ Brown, I'd take it at this point. It's just not worth the headache.
Yeah.
So Packers, if you want that number 1 wide receiver,
No, I'm good.
No,
I
I
feel
think
like
we're
our
good.
receivers were great in this game, honestly. I felt like
yeah.
they played great in this game.
Matthew Golden finally getting a touchdown.
Yeah, we got the free grandma. That was fun. I thought that might
Got the
have
free
like
grandma. Pull that up.
I thought that might have like, kept us secure, even though we were kind of wet in the bed in the middle of all that. But yeah, it is what it is. It's like you said, it's those little things, those missed field goals added up, those 3 punts consecutively right after the halftime. And yeah, it is what it is. Real quick, quick kind of live reaction. I mean, the score to the Steelers Texans game has been like 6-7 most of the game, and now out of nowhere it's 30-6, 6-7.
30?
Now it's 30-6
What?
Steelers. No,
Last
I'm
time I was-
kidding. 30-6 Texans.
I had the Steelers plus the spread, so I'm in hell. This whole weekend has been an awful sports weekend for me. I will say though, one way to make losses a little bit better, a little strategy I like to call emotional hedging. I put down hundreds of dollars on the 49ers to win, and lo and behold, it happened. So if your team's gonna lose, at least make some money on it.
There you go. There you go. I've never done that. I never had the, I don't know, the
No,
heart
you
to
guys
do
are up in
that.
Wisconsin. You can't bet.
Yeah, you have to drive to Illinois to bet. So I literally, but I live right by the border, so I'll drive
to the bar.
down the street, cross the road. No, I actually just go into like a neighborhood and sit in front of someone's house and just like, I don't know why, because I like do it real quick. So it's just like, yeah. So I'll just put my
Last
bets in
year we were going to we would go to Mustangs and we do our picks or whatever. But if you
Yeah.
sat on the wrong side of the bar, you
They would
wouldn't.
go through.
Can put them in. Yeah. Yeah. Because Mustang's right on that road where if you cross the street, you're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of our recap. You know, we got to hear Zach's point of view on the Eagles game and go back over Packers Bears. It sucks when you lose. You know, next year is next year. Fuck the Bears. You know, they're still thinking about the Packers, even though they got a game on Sunday. But you know,
Oh,
that's
you know what? You know a cool little stat here I heard. Caleb Williams has more wins over the Packers than Trubisky, Fields, and Cutler combined. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
I believe it. You know, without even seeing it for myself. But
Yeah, he's got
hey.
3 of those.
it's gonna be a little bit of a rivalry. It's gonna be a little bit of rivalry.
Oh, you guys hear that? Colston Loveland just had another 20-yard catch.
Ah, jeez.
All right. Hey, let's move on to the next segment here. All
Brought
right.
to you by FanDuel. FanDuel. It's just a
FanDuel.
mortgage.
Yeah. And K-Man Jack. All right. So
Came in
this is
Jack.
This is Underground Sports Talk. As always, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Go Birds.
Boom.